Alright, so the power is out, and it's a hot day, so we have no air conditioning. This is just normal for Africa. The power goes out every couple hours, or a couple hours sometimes every day. So I'm gonna fill up the bucket here. Okay, one bucket ought to do it. There's Grandma. Grandma's our built-in nanny. This is what's nice about living in Africa when you have your kid's mom has a big family. We don't have to leave our baby with strangers. I'm retired, so I can stay at home all day. And we're gonna put her in. There's your swimming pool, Bella. Looks like she's got makeup on, but this is medication. She's got these little rash on her eyes. Bella. Looks like she's got mascara on. How you doing? So this is gonna be our day. So anyway, this video is to Jim, Jacob, Messenger Rising, and Marcel. Say hi, Marcel. Hey, all right. So this is what fatherhood looks like in your 50s. You have time to spend with children. Bella, are you happy? We're gonna have 2 more. But she's only 7 months old this month. So we just put a little bit of water in maybe a ½ inch of water. Eat it up. Everything goes in the mouth. I know. Hello, YouTube. Bonjour. Welcome back to California to West Africa. All right, so I want to touch on a few things that have been going on. Here's the thing. If you look at a lot of videos now, there's a lot of guys in their 40s and 50s talking about, hey, I never got married, I never had a family, and now they're sort of just resolving themselves to just being, throwing in the towel, calling it quits. And if you're in America, I certainly see why guys would be saying that. And we know that marriage is a scam. We know that female nature. We know that America, dating is cooked. But listen, if you're in your 40s or your 50s, this is your last chance if you want to have a family. Even if you're like, well, I really don't care if I have a family. If I have one, if it works out, okay, great, fine. But I want to touch on a few points here, and I want to contrast 2 different kind of strategies from the YouTube videos I've been seeing lately, and also a friend of mine, Jim, from Jimjourney, on his YouTube channel. So he's in his 50s now and never been married, never had kids, never had a serious relationship. And what he's doing now, he's a military veteran. He owns a nice home, nice big farm, or homestead in Ohio. And then there was another guy named Jacob. I just watched his channel. Shout out to Jacob. Hey, Jacob. And he's in his 40s, and he has a nice home. He's worked his whole life, built up his, got his money right, bought a house. He was doing all the nesting things that are necessary for a man to bring a woman into his frame.
Growing up, I always assumed I'd get married, have kids, start a family. That's actually one of the reasons why I built this house as big as it is. It's over 3,000 square foot because I figured that if I'm going to have a family, I need someplace to put them. But over the years, my mindset on that has completely changed. I'm 40 years old now, and I've basically given up on the idea of starting a family. And there's a few reasons for that. And I'm sure there's probably a lot of guys out there that can relate to this, and that's why I'm making this video, because it has become increasingly difficult for a guy to confidently go into a relationship and be okay with getting married, having kids, and starting a family. One of the primary reasons for me, aside from the fact that I'm 40 years old now and I'm kind of stuck in my ways, but I decided several years ago that the idea of having a family is pretty much not going to happen.
And then, of course, living in America, listen, of course, you can't say it's impossible to, find a woman, a good relationship in America. But listen, the odds are so stacked against you, it's not even a worthy risk. It's not a worthy risk. So what can guys do to change that? Now, as you know, anyone who's coming back to my channel, you know that I now live in West Africa. I have a girlfriend who lives with me. We have a baby, 7 months old. Her name is Bella. I'm living in a city called Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, and it's a French-speaking nation. And now I stayed out of the expat area. I live in a suburb called Bingerville, so I'm like the only American in this whole area. I mean, I just went to the mall yesterday, and I think I saw one white woman in the mall. It's a huge mall here in Bingerville, so I was in the entire mall. I was probably the only American. I live in this suburb. It's I rent a house. It's like $600 a month. It's got 3 bedroom, 4 bath, nice. It's got all. It's not super modern, you know what I mean? Like, but I have high-speed internet. I have steady water, power, and it's safe. It's relatively safe, even though it looks like I live in a prison. There's the outside of my house. Okay, so I want to contrast two different strategies here. Number one, okay, so Jim. Jim, love you, man. He's going to now. So he never got married, never had kids. Now he's had his house for a while. He's built up he's financially, he's okay. He's in good health. He's so is this other guy, Jacob, handsome guy, got his money right, got a nice house. So, and he's basically said, I don't want to chance marriage. Listen, guys, first of all, don't get married. Don't get married no matter what. Just don't get married. Now I've been married before. I've been married a couple times. In fact, I'm still married legally to a woman in Nigeria, but that's another story. I mitigated the risks of because I am a veteran and get veterans disability, so I'm living off the tit of the government, so I'm in a different situation, maybe, well, similar to situation to Jim, where he now relies on his income from his retirement from the military. So we're all living on, at least me and Jim are. But Jim had property. I don't have anything. I don't have any assets. I don't own anything. In fact, I could go inside right now and pack up 2 suitcases and leave the country, and I'm gone. Of course, I mean, I have little things. I have a TV and an Xbox and a PlayStation and my clothes on my back. That's it. Of course, now I have roots here now with Bella, with my daughter. Now, so Jim is going to go and live in Vietnam. Now, this is where I'm going to contrast him and Jacob. Jim he's not focused on getting married. He's not focused on having a family, but he's selling his place because, listen, if you're not married and you don't have kids and you don't plan on it, what is the point of owning property and because when you own a house or whatever, you're tied. You're tied. You're like shackled to these things that you own. Cars and things like that, you're shackled to it, and it's very difficult to let that stuff go. I'm able to, well, first of all, I never had a choice. I lost all my stuff in a divorce and false allegations and went to jail, and so I lost everything a long time ago, and it was very super painful. Oh God, it was super. Lost my kid, lost my marriage, lost my house. Okay, so I went through all the 20 years ago. So anyone comes on here, I hate it when, not hate it, I appreciate it when people say, oh, I'm sorry you went through that. Listen, I'm not on here trying to get sympathy. This is not what I'm talking. Actually, those things made me stronger. Losing everything I had was like this, it built up this thick skin, this armor that I have, even around my heart. Now, listen, I have a good heart, and I can love people. I love my daughter. I am soft on the inside, but on the outside, I am an armor-plated rhino. Even if I were to lose my daughter today, or the other day, I'll give you a quick example. And I don't want to go off on a side tangent, but let me just tell you something. This is how my heart works now, after suffering so much loss. So I found this dog Rex out in the wild here in Africa. He was a stray dog, sick. I took him in. So I was a real rescue. Like, he was on the streets. He was tick infected, he was sick. He was living on the street, starving. And so before I took him in, I was like, I knew I had to. Okay, if I'm going to take this dog in now, now I'm going to be responsible for his well-being. Okay, so his what he had to give up. He had to give up his freedom. He can't go out and just fuck around with dogs and everything like that, like he was doing, going out and fucking strays. And he was always focused on just getting some dog pussy. Wherever we go, he just gets in this zone. Oh, okay, so I had to tear him from that life, but now he lives in a safe home. He eats meat every day. It's funny. He won't eat dog food. He only eats meat. I have to buy chicken at the store. I cook it, boil it for him, fry it, and he only eats meat or beef. He won't touch dog food. Maybe he would if he was starving, but now he's living a good life. And everywhere I go, I take him on a leash, and I try to be a responsible pet owner. Okay, I'm not a pet parent. I'm a pet owner. But I love Rex. Like, I love Rex. I take care of him, and him and I well, the other day we fought off a pack of dogs. Like, we were ready to fight these 5 dogs that came up, and he knows I'm on his side, and I wouldn't give everything for him, but I definitely love this dog. He's a smart dog. He appreciates being safe and loving. But the other day I lost him for like 2 or 3 hours. He ran off here. There's this little space out here, and I let him run off the leash just right here where I can see him. If he gets out of distance, I call him, Rex, get back here. So he saw a dog, and then the dog. Now of course the dogs were scared of me, so the dogs took off running, and Rex chased him, and he wouldn't listen to me. He got in that. He smelled some dog and heat, and he took off. And I was thinking maybe he'll come right back. And I had some sandals on. I didn't want to run out in this grass. There's snakes out here. And I just said, okay. And Michelle told me, oh no, he'll be back. He's a street dog. He'll be back. He didn't come back. So finally, I in my heart of hearts, I started preparing right immediately, because I've experienced so much loss. My heart, of course, it bothered me, but I didn't say anything to Michelle that much. I went inside, I cooked my dinner, and I was quiet, and I knew that I was going to have to suffer some pain. Maybe, Rex, get back here. Come here. I'll start talking. He's going to walk away. Get over here. So I already mentally prepared for his loss. Like, I took about 10 minutes and I suffered his loss. I was honestly thought I had to prepare myself that he could die or go out and get caught, because people eat dogs here in Africa. So and within an hour, of course, it still bothered me, but within an hour I was already, because I don't know how to explain it, and I'm not good with words, but I was already starting to detach from him just in a few hours, because I know that life is not fair and things happen, and I mentally prepared myself for that. And that's just a small example. Now, eventually I went out and walked the neighborhood. I saw one of the dogs. I tried to chase, but of course the other dogs, scared of me, ran. So Rex ran further out. Thankfully, there were some other African guys that were around the corner, because I'm the only white guy in this area. They recognized the dog, he's got a collar on, and they helped me get him back. But I had to chase, they had to trap him, because when dogs are smelling a dog and heat, you know how they get, they just go crazy. But, and I got him back, and I was relieved, and I spanked his butt. I don't know why I did that, because he probably has no idea. But actually it did some good, because now when we come out here, he knows that when I say, hey, he comes right back. He knows that he doesn't want me to leave. But I'm sure that if another dog and he comes. So anyway, my point is that I'm ready for loss at any time. And the same thing goes with Michelle. Same thing goes if I have a kid, because I lost a kid before through the court system. And that hurt for a lot of years. And but now there's nothing that could be taken. There's nothing, not a kid, even if my kid died, even if Bella died. I don't like to think about that. But I'm saying if Michelle died, life happens. I mean, even, when you live life, you're going to be experiencing loss. And so there's nothing that's going to be strange. There would be nothing that could happen to me. Even if I got diagnosed with cancer tomorrow or some kind of terminal illness, I would just accept it. Like, there's nothing in life that could happen to me right now. There's nothing I'm scared of. That's a crazy thing to say. There's nothing in this life. There's, I got home invasioned here last year. and I just went into fight mode, grabbed a knife, and fended the guy off out of my apartment. And I was ready to fight to the death. Like, and it wasn't even a conscious thought. I just did it, and I didn't trip on it. Like, I didn't even, but then again, I've been to Iraq. I've been shot at with 50 cal. I've almost been shot several times. I've been in a combat zone. So there's not a whole lot of things that will shake me up. So, losing, there's just nothing I could lose. But I understand that when people who haven't experienced, of course, as the normal things in life, like Jim, he's a pretty strong man. And he hasn't had to experience, of course, he's had his mother sick, and he's had some other things. Of course, we're all going to experience loss in life, and those things will harden you as a time. But I just happened to receive my hardcore loss early on when I was 35. So now here I'm at 55, I'm an armored beast. There's nothing that could faze me. And I'm not saying that like I'm a brave guy. I'm not. And and this is the beauty of being a man. Like, I still laugh. I still play video games. Of course, I have a case of post-traumatic stress disorder. It does affect my sleep sometimes. I do have nightmares. There are things that bother me deep down inside, but I'm able to stuff those things down in order to function in everyday life. I'm functionable, okay? But it's taken its toll in some areas of my life, but that's just part of being a man, right? It's just part of being a man. So let me get back to Jim. So Jim is going to go to Vietnam. He's selling his house. What's he going to do with the house? He can't take it with him. He's got this big wide open area. Same thing with Jacob. Like, Jacob has this nice house. He built it. It's got 3,000 square foot, and I assume he's going to keep it, and but he's shackled to that house. Whereas Jim is taking he's got his military retirement. He's going to sell that house. He's going to go live in a foreign land and let things be how they may. Now, I personally think that if you are going to have a family, you do have to be laser focused in trying to find a woman to do that. And that's what I did for the last 5 years. And I know my friend Messenger Rising, I know that he will not agree with anything I'm saying for him looking at me. I'm just assuming, Messenger, hey, what's up, man? I'm just assuming that I'm looked upon as like a blue pill trying to plug back in. I'm going back to the plantation. I'm supporting a woman and financially, taking care of a family. That just out of all the things that's happened. I've been monk, I've been in prison, I've gone through hardships. That's just, for me, that was just the simplified way of living I'm living a simple life. Like, I don't have a lot of distractions. I can focus on spending time with my daughter. So Jim, I've told this to Jim. I said, Jim, if you're going to make a family, you've got to be laser focused. Like, you got to go out and you've got to, and once you have experience vetting women, you can. And when you go overseas, there are tons. It's not that the women are different. Listen, guys, women are not different in other countries. They are still women. They are women first. You will still need to maintain your masculine frame. You will still need to satisfy their hypergamy. You will still need to have resources. You have to have some. I'm not saying you got to go pay to play. Oh, if you want to do that, fine too. Now listen, I have fucked so many women that doesn't excite me anymore. Now because as I was 50, I had to put on my blue pill boots, and I had to go out and date, and I had to be carefree in my mindset and being playful with women. I'm very good with interacting with women. I'm a former blue pill, womanizing, pedestalizing. I remember that. So I was able to put on that mask and boots and the blue pill mentality and go out. Now, of course, I wasn't a simp. Say no to simping. I wasn't a simp. So with all the knowledge I had, I was able to, and I wasn't being fake. I was being I'm a happy-go-lucky person on the surface, and I'm genuine. What you see here is what I am. I have no mask to put on right now, as so to speak. Now maybe I did that when I was dating or whatever. I can go out and be cordial and speak to people and be formal, and I can do that because we all wear a mask, right? I don't want to get too deep in psychology, but I'm still able to maintain a genuine, I am who I am. I don't try to impress anybody. I know that some of the videos I put, little videos of chicks I've dated, stuff like that. I mean, I guess I just do that so I could show you that I'm not an incel. I have had lots of women, and those aren't the problem. The problem is finding one that you can sit. So the good thing about you guys being older, Jim and Jacob, is that you have the wisdom now, and since you're older now, you're not being led around by your dick so much, and you can still engage your male libido and be in that regard, but you don't have to be. You can master it. So you can from an objective standpoint, vet women, and that's what I did. And then you'll find that you don't have. And listen, I just knew that once I stopped trying to chase hot women and this perfect woman, this woman that because we all want to have a hottie, right? But that's not important. It's not important. You can still be attracted, and I've noticed that over the 3 years since I picked a good woman, a good person to have a baby with and a family with. The strange thing is I like her more every day. And I don't pedestalize her, and I keep a playful disposition with her. I don't take things too serious. I am, like I said, with the way my heart is, soft and inside, but the outside is armored. I don't become too attached. I don't become too attached to anything, so the example is with Rex. I know that I can lose him at any time, and it's a big responsibility. I know that's a sort of a weak analogy, I guess, comparing dogs to women or children or something like that. But you have to approach everything in that way. Don't be so attached to your material things. Don't be too attached to that house and that thing. I know it represents what you worked for. I get that on every level. I get that. But the less possessions you have, the less you're attached. You'll just like Jim is breaking out, and he's going to go find his freedom. And I hope Jacob does that too. Because listen, I'm just going to go and just play some hyperbole here and say it is impossible to try to find a wife and make a family in the United States. I just don't, for me personally, raising children in America, nah, because I've got a friend now, his name, I'll just say his name is Bob. He doesn't let me put his name out there. He was married to a Mexican woman for 30 years. And now she's dying. And his kids that he raised are in their 20s now, and they lived in America, and now they've drank the Kool-Aid. They're strong, independent women, and they're leaving the nest. They've lost all their family values, and he was a good dad. And he did everything right. And now he's losing it. And now his wife is dying, and his kids are leaving. Now he's going to be by himself. I'm trying to get him to come over here, and I'm hoping he does. And he's watched my videos. He goes, man, you are so much happier than when you were over here in America. I said, yeah, because America just puts this feeling of dread and this thing on your shoulders. It is a cancer. And I love America. I love the infrastructure. I love the roads. I love how, it's safe, and you have great places to go and scenery, so there is no, the workaround solution for me here is, I'm kind of now I'm in the city, so Africa to me looks ugly, but the coast is right here, half hour away. There are supposed to be some beautiful places here. I will visit them as time goes on. I'm learning French slowly. Everyone says, oh, you got to learn French. Yes, I'm trying to learn French. Comment tu vas? Comment allez-vous? I'm still at the rudimentary basics of greetings and things like that. Can't have a conversation, but I know all words, and you can name the table as table, and I can say shoes, and I can name all the body parts in French. Okay, yeah, I can do all that, but having conversations in French, because I don't work and I don't, I'm not trying to be an entrepreneur here or work or anything. So I really don't have a real reason to speak French. I like having my private. It's kind of nice. I don't have to have a bunch of friends here in Africa, and it's really hard to make friends over here too because being white. When like I went to the mall yesterday and this black man, everyone's black, African man. I heard me speaking English. He's eyeing me. Michelle said he was eyeing me the whole time, and he walks up. Hello, how are you? I said, oh, and of course I acknowledge. Oh, he speaks English. Very nice. Okay. He goes, oh, where are you from? Are you from the UK? No, they can't tell from. I said, no, I'm from America. He goes, oh, I'm very happy to see you. So I just reciprocated. Oh, I'm very happy to see you too. And then he said, hey, I really need some help. I'm really looking for a job. Oh, shit. Because I'm white, everyone thinks I have a job or they think I'm rich. So it really puts a target on me. So I'm very leery about when people try to approach me or be friends with me. I know there's 99% sure there's an ulterior motive. So, but you get used to that. I get people come up to beg me and I don't carry cash on me. And I just say, no. But what I do is when I'm out, I know that people here don't really tip. When the people are, because they are more attentive to me being white in restaurants and things like that, of course, I know what they're doing, so I tip them a little bit. And it's maybe 500 which is 500 francs CFA, which is like maybe less than $1. And you can do that for any price meal. Even if you spend $100 on a meal or $50, whatever, you leave 500 or mifra. Mifra is 1,000, which is about maybe $1.50, something like that. And I'll leave it for them. And that's how I am generous. But I don't just, give money to people on the street, because they certainly will ask you. Anyway, so that's a tangent. So anyway, so Jim is going to Vietnam. Jacob, and if you guys do want to, if you want to start a family, I'm just saying I don't recommend going into it. Well, if it happens, it happens. To me, that is more of what I don't. How do I say this without sounding like a dick? Because I'm not saying anyone's doing it wrong. But you notice that women, oh, well, if God's got a man for me, well, then it'll happen. Or no, listen, you have to actively strive for what you want. You have to actively get it. You have to be laser focused, because listen, even with all the amount of women that I was able to pull, it has taken me over 5 years. I went through miscarriages. I went through one woman I was with in Nigeria. Turned out, after being with her and knowing her family, turned out she got diagnosed with schizophrenia. One woman, she was Indian woman. She was fine and fun, and we went to the beach, and she was cute, and I was having a great time with her. And then found out she was nuts, and she ended up getting me kicked off Facebook because she was super jealous. And then anyway, so you're going to run into all the normal pitfalls and dead ends that you're going to run into no matter what you do. Like, I met not rich, but she was well off. I showed her another video. Super hot woman in Trinidad and Tobago. And she had money, she owned an apartment, she wanted me to manage her apartments, and I met her mother. And then 3 months in the relationship, I was really liking her. Oh, man. And then no uterus. Found out she didn't have a uterus. And you don't want to date anyone without a uterus. Because number one, no matter how young they are, so you got to remember that all their estrogen is gone. They're not pumping out the hormones like they normally should, so their sex drive is not going to be high. You want a woman that's going to want to fuck you. Don't date women with uteruses. But listen, I just want to say there's no greater joy than raising kids. For me, I don't know. But listen, I've done it all. Military. I've been halfway around the world. I've been Asia and Europe, and parts of Europe and in Africa, Saudi Arabia, Trinidad and Tobago. So I've been around in all of the United States. So I've been around. It's not like there's a whole lot more to see. Once you've, and I've read and I've gotten to know myself. But after all of that, and I know even Messenger is in monk mode. I get it, and I totally respect it. But for me, I couldn't stand there because once you're in that space, yeah, you can become at peace and live your life and get up and eat your breakfast, and you can go through those routines. But to me, that is just for me. It wouldn't work for me because I do enjoy people to a degree. I mean, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, I'm 50 and why I don't hang around people." Listen, I actually still like people, and of course, most people are shit. We already know that. It's very difficult to find new friends. Oh, and shout out to so I have a new. So here's an experiment in the work. Marcel, how you doing, Marcel? He's up in Switzerland. He is from Swiss, but he married a Ivorian woman. He's in his 60s. I think his wife is in her 50s. They have one child, and he's retiring. He works in finance up in Switzerland. Seems like a great guy. We've been chatting online. He's a motorcycle enthusiast, and he's got a great sense of humor. Now he's going to ride his motorcycle from Switzerland, come down. He's going to ride it all the way to here to Ivory Coast. So he's coming to retire in Ivory Coast. As a matter of fact, he has a house not too far from me. So he contacted me. And this is the great thing about having a YouTube channel. You meet all kinds of great people. I met Jim and I met Marcel. Well, we'll see how Marcel. I'm going to meet Marcel in person in August. You know, we all kind of seek out like-minded individuals. He's more conservative, and so am I. Not that I engage in politics or you know, I didn't even vote this. I didn't even vote this time. I'm not, you know, because I don't live in America, so I don't have any skin in the game. But I still use that as a litmus test. Think ideas and people how their mindset is. I don't think I could be friends with. I do have a few liberal friends, but we're not really. You know, we do separate things, maybe gaming or something like that. I got a few, maybe one or two liberal friends. And that's fine. I don't care. But for the most part, any close friendships I have, if you don't see the world in a common sense way, like I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to be tribal or you know I don't have a favorite sports team or get into those things. But if you don't see things from a certain standpoint, it's difficult to be friends and have conversations because if you disagree on fundamental common sense things that make sense, if you can't agree on like what's good for kids and what's good for family and having good family values, then how can you even relate to anybody that thinks that differently? So anyway, that's all I got. Thanks for joining me. I'm just sitting outside the house today, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right, you guys, take care. Hey, I don't know if this is interesting or not, but so this is stuff from this was different in Africa. So here is spaghetti sauce. They call it sauce bolognese. That's like spaghetti sauce. You just add some meat to it and some mushrooms. That's what we eat. And this is syrup. This is the only syrup I can find here. Now, this is about $8 a bottle. $8 because this is all they have. It comes from. It's imported from Canada, so they don't. It's the only kind of maple syrup they have. I started eating just my waffles with honey, but because it's way cheaper. That fucking syrup. The syrup's crazy. This is how we buy fresh eggs. They don't have white eggs here. They only have brown eggs. Isn't that funny? Africa, they have brown eggs instead of white eggs. You can't find a white egg here. This is the butter that we have. It's called President's French butter. That means with salt. And these are the milk. This is what milk comes in. This is milk you don't have to refrigerate for some reason before you open it. It's lele, the milk. And this is what juice comes in. These are pomme. This is nectar pomme. That's apple juice, apple nectar. Well, it's called. I guess that's juice in French. Nectar. There's mango, but they call it mango. I don't know. This is their mayonnaise. This is their top brand mayonnaise, Aromate. I don't know. Everyone loves these sausages over here. What else? This is what Africa ingredients look like. This is tiki. Wait, no. I think it's I don't know what the fuck that is. Maybe it's no, it's not a tiki. I have no idea. These are all the little peppers, so they bang their fucking They make tutu every day. This is all their ingredient. It's so much work for them to make a damn meal. It's crazy. I gotta buy ground beef in just big bags because you just get it. They don't really have like regular ground beef. It's like this. It's called hash. These are the sizes of the peanut butters here. That's a big jar of peanut butter. It's like a little shrimp skippy. It's hella expensive. This is what cheese comes in. You can't get like this is sliced cheese. This is what the cheese looks like. I don't even know if it's cheddar or it just says la mole, mimole. I don't know. But this is the only one I recognize, mozzarella. What else is different here? This is like the name brand Nasco. Everything's Nasco. There's a horny kitty. Look, she's horny. She always gets horny in the kitchen. I don't know why she's horny in the kitchen. She's getting heat right now. Oh, I'm horny. Let's see. I'm going to show you this door. Whoops. Oh, this is a cool light. You can make it all disco in here and shit. I have no fucking idea why they have this purple light with these yellow lights as an option when you're trying to like if you want to have a 1980s neo or neon fucking glow. Maybe that's what's making the cat horny. She's at the disco. No idea. Anyway, oh, you want to see what our hot water heater looks like? This is a long ass video for nothing. I'm just testing out my headphones. Look at this door. This door is so you can't tell, but it's lopsided. Like the door frame is here. And then if you follow the line, look where the door frame is. It's way the fuck over here. It's like way off. It's like look. So when it closes the door, look. When you close the door, it hits the bottom, but it doesn't hit the top. So you gotta. Well, that's some crafty workman or craftsmanship right there. That's so funny. Look, it's just a big ass gap. Look, you can still see the disco. This is the hot water heater. Okay, the stupid tour is over. I don't even know why I made that. Okay, I forgot to add this in. This is like out here by the stove. For some reason, they just installed a black light. I got my red shirt on with black light. Why do they have a black light out here? I have no idea why. But it's really cool because it makes my lighter glow. Okay, I just wanted to add that. I look like a blue alien.